Welcome to this New York Fashion Week episode that is a part of my new shoppable fashion series. I'm Dani Walker. Thank you for joining me. I attended New York Fashion Week for the spring-summer 2026 season, and I saw a lot of beautiful pieces, and I want to share about some of my favorites and then also some of the things that I was really noticing that are going to be upcoming trends for fall and winter. Let me also share that I was able to attend YouTube's Shop Social event, and there we were able to learn about current Google trends as well as trends within Etsy. So I learned so much there. So if you're a creator and you want to be ahead of the curve in terms of fashion and knowing what to share with your audience, this is a perfect episode for you. Or if you just enjoy fashion and you're looking to add some new pieces to your wardrobe, this is also the episode for you. The first trend we'll chat about are bag charms. This is something that I saw all throughout the summer. As I attended various events, they would often gift different bag charms. In fact, Etsy was one of the partners at the recent Shop Social event, and they gifted us this really cute little bag charm. It looks like a little balloon animal. It's so cute. I can actually link the Etsy creator for this. And so bag charms are going to be everywhere, and what I like about this is it's a way to kind of give the bags that you already have a fresh new look so that we don't have to consume as much. Also, in terms of bags, we are seeing the trend for fall winter of suede bags, but more specifically vintage suede bags. Now, I have had a lot of luck thrifting different leather bags, but if you don't have a great thrift store next to you, another wonderful alternative is actually Etsy. They have so many great vintage finds, and also Poshmark. Don't forget, you can shop this episode. Just click the description and you'll find links for the products in this episode. And also, if you'd like to follow me on Pinterest or LTK, I share lots more fashion inspiration there as well. One trend I'm loving are scarves because I have quite the scarf collection and I just can't wait to bring all of these out. We saw scarves styled at the Bronx and Bonko show. We saw them at Beltage, Leasley, Private Policy, Calvin Klein. Just about everyone had their own take on scarves. We saw them in the hair, on the head. I've been seeing a lot of them wrapped around the waist as well. Of course, you can always style them on a bag with your bag charm. Brooches are another hot accessory, as well as vintage watches. The searches are up for vintage watches on Etsy, and then also vintage watches are starting to trend on apps like TikTok and Instagram as well. Ponchos are back. I actually wore a look last season, and it was this custom poncho that I created that was inspired by another designer, but now ponchos are kind of everywhere. And one way that I like to use this trend without purchasing anything new is to use all of my larger scarves or wraps, and I just wrap it around, pin it on the top with a brooch, which is also great because brooches are trending, so you can actually combine both of those trends. In terms of shoes, Mary Janes are still doing very well, but we're seeing them styled in different ways. So a lot of the fashion girlies were wearing Mary Janes and opting for those all throughout Fashion Week instead of heels. And I'm also seeing these Mary Janes in athletic styles, which is really unique. So think like the marriage between a Mary Jane and a Samba. The other thing that I'm not too big on are peep toe heels and peep toe boots. I remember those in the 2010s, and I don't want to relive that trend personally, but hey, if you love it and it works for you, go for it. And then also something that will be trending is the Coach Blake clog. Clogs in general are trending, but specifically that seems to be the shoe that is just having a breakout moment. Interestingly enough, as Alo launches their luxury handbag collection, Alo sets this season are trending. Then we're also seeing a switch from minimalism to a combination of minimalism and maximalism. So for example, you would take maybe your basic white button up, and in order to make it a maximalist look, you would wear that plain button up in a really luxurious fabric or maybe in a bright color. So now we're seeing the marriage of minimalism and maximalism. Something else that's really important to me personally, so I'm glad to see that this is trending, is quality. I think that it's important to purchase less pieces that are going to last you a really long time. I always think about cost per wear and then how will a piece wash. And so now we're seeing that people are spending a little bit more on a better or a higher quality garment, not significantly more, but a little bit more, so that that is going to be a piece that's going to last in their closet. In terms of prints, I feel like this one is not a really big surprise, but it's plaid. Plaid will be very big for fall and for winter. We saw this at the Christian Siriano show, and I saw it at a few other shows as well at New York Fashion Week, but I feel like it's a classic print. I love it, and I always keep a few plaid pieces in my closet. In terms of denim pants, we're still seeing that a slouchier, a wide leg, or a very loose fit of jeans or a baggy fit of jeans is still very popular and trending, especially with Gen Z. Also, we're seeing some other denim trends. I really like this one, denim cowboy boots. And I've never really thought about it, but I did see some images of this at the Google event, and they were actually really, really cute. I love cowboy boots. I got a couple pairs, and I actually just discovered a new brand at Fashion Week. It's called Desert Bloom, and they are sustainably made cowboy boots. They're created out of corn and wheat, which is really awesome. So they're actually going to be sending me a pair, and I cannot wait to wear them. I'm thrilled. And then also we're seeing a trend for handbags for denim bags, which I think is really cute. The other good thing I think about denim bags is you can upcycle them as well. So go pick up yourself a pair of jeans, cut them up in a shape that you would like, and wear an upcycled purse this fall. Something I'm seeing everywhere, which I don't feel like is practical, but I do still see a lot of people wearing it, is the sheer trend. Actually, speaking of, I'm wearing it right now. So the sheer trend specifically in skirts and dresses is where I'm seeing it a lot. I saw gorgeous pieces from Noe Vernicelli this fashion week. I was blown away by the sheer fabrics and the details and how delicate, but also Bronx and Banco. It's interesting to see the workwear inspired pieces at Michael Kors, which we'll talk about as well, with mixtures of chiffon, and it really softened things up. I also saw this on guests at New York Fashion Week. Think blazers mixed with laces and chiffons underneath and layering. Really, really beautiful looks. Lots of sheer pieces. We also saw a lot of sheer lace and chiffon styles from Simkai that were really lovely as well. And I will say it's interesting to see that now I think that we've seen this shift from not just workwear pieces or pieces that are inspired by workwear that you would really never wear to work, to the shift to pieces you can actually wear to work, which I think are awesome because it's makes so much more sense for everybody, makes it so much more livable. There was a designer that I discovered, and it's called Pink Selfie, and they did a lot of really cool, it's like a mixture of almost some athletic wear inspired designs and cuts, but then mixed into pieces you can wear to the office, which were really cool. They had this white suit set, which brings me to another trend, but they had this white suit set, and they were actually these trouser fitted shorts and this jacket, and then the jacket had a corset laced ribbon behind it that just draped down on the sides. It was such a cool set, and I was like, I bet I can kind of put something together like that and thrift it. It's just so funny now seeing these short styles of trousers and jeans. That's a huge thing, and that's a very, very wearable trend, I would say. I started seeing the denim shorts, the baggy denim shorts trend a year ago in Europe, and I knew it would finally get here, and it is here. A lot of the girls here at New York Fashion Week were wearing different short styles. I found this one pair that a girl was wearing that actually were covered in rhinestones and pearls. So you can do really anything with this. They're some of the styles are just absolutely stunning. Not really my personal style. And here's the thing, I think that it's great if your personal style and trends intersect. But if you see a trend, I don't encourage people to buy a trend or wear a trend just because it's a trend. Buy it because that's something that you know looks good on your body and something that you would actually get multiple wears out of, instead of just buying for the sake of being trendy. Because I have noticed that a lot of creators are just pushing trends, and they're pushing the trends because they want to share about these pieces. They have brand collabs, they want to make affiliate sales. Cool, I get that. I just personally don't feel like it's very authentic, and so whenever I see trends, I cherry pick the trends, and I take things that I like about the trends and incorporate them into pieces that I have, or I use that trend in a way to make something I already own and style it in a more modern way. And that's what I would suggest to you. That's my style advice. The last little trend I'll talk about is color. So we're seeing a lot of deep burgundies this season. I did notice a lot of grays. I feel like we've already been seeing that a few seasons ago, but it seems like they're really here to stay. And then also the transition from blacks to a deeper or a darker browns, like an espresso brown, a mocha brown. Those are the colors that we're really seeing moving into fall, winter. If you enjoyed this episode, please stay tuned for more by subscribing, and of course, let me know what you would like to see on the next one.